round of applause. Very exclusive. I love them all. It's so hard to picture. So it's like trying to pick a child, a favorite child.
I also believe that everybody is special. And that's the thing, discovering what makes you special and different from everybody else.
So,
whoa, that's $8 to $10 million a month.
It was more than that. It was a lot of money. And, we had a lot of perks. And I had over 300 gas stations that I operated.
Hello, Tom Vecchia here with the New Theory Podcast. Today, we're a very, 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 very special guest, a returning guest, as we will talk about the 2018 FIFA World Cup, or is it pronounced FIFA, World Cup in Russia, which is about to kick off in a few weeks. And we have, again, returning guest, Frankie P., our resident World Cup expert. Frankie, welcome to the New Theory Podcast, bro. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thank you.
All right. So, again, I'm kind of still learning, and you're teaching me a lot. But a lot of the big teams or teams that would be popular here in the U.S. are out. Italy, Ecuador, U.S., and that's just to name a few. So with the ones that are there, Russia's hosting. You obviously have France, Portugal, Spain, Argentina, etc. Along with some of the South American countries like Brazil, and Argentina is, but Brazil and some other powerhouses. So this 2018 go-around with some heavy hitters out of the fray, what should we expect? And let's get into it. Who should we look out for?
Should look out for Spain. Spain is a
really
big country. A lot of talent players. Lots of popular clubs they play for around the world. And we should look out for France. France is very strong and powerhouse.
So you made a good point. Okay, so for Spain, right? So a lot of the Spanish players play for Serie A or play for
La Liga.
the league. Yeah, so they play the different leagues. That makes sense. And then so is that kind of is that how you can tell who's going to do well? So let's say for Spain and France, for the most players that kind of play for club teams, is that your criteria, or just how they looked, or when they say they're strong, what makes a company strong, a team strong this year?
Young talent, young players coming off the bench. They score lots of goals, and like a lot of popular players score goals for their club, and lots of them go from lots of young age, starting from like age 19. They're playing right now, and they're lots of young talent. Like most experienced players, they help them out, and they go from play to play. So the coaches, the managers, say, I'm going to choose you to be on my team. I'm going to call you up to the national team, and they train together, and they spend lots of training hours and sessions and doing trials, and they pick you out like young as 18 years old comes off the bench. Lots of young talent, Spain and France, they're coming off the bench, and lots of young players, younger 21, under 21 team, they're coming from. That's with professional players coming in the World Cup too.
Okay, so again, I told you, bro, I'm new to this, or newer.
Yeah.
So when you have young talent, coachable, teachable, have a ton of energy, I know there's a ton of games that they're playing. So you kind of it looks like you like Spain and France out of Europe.
Right.
South America, what are your go-to teams there, and why?
Don't forget Germany and Europe too.
So Germany, Europe. Okay, well, Germany's always historically very strong, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
How about South America?
South America, we're looking for Argentina, Brazil.
Okay. Now, is Messi gonna play for? Is Messi playing this go around for Argentina, or is he done?
Messi is now 30 years old right now. This might be his last World Cup. We would never know, but he's going to be captain for Argentina, Lionel Messi.
You still think he has some, fuel left in the tank, or you think he's kind of washed up?
He's got lots of energy. He's going to keep playing for many, many cups, I hope. And hopefully this will not be his last World Cup. I hope not, but I hope he continues playing soccer, because he's played for Barcelona for one-tier team in Spain, for Barcelona for all his life. And he's going to try to win the World Cup this year, hopefully, because last year he lost in the final 4 years ago.
So he's probably hungry now. Brazil, walk us through Brazil. Yeah, how do they look? What's the team look like? Walk us through that.
Well, Captain Neymar, he's kind of injured right now, but he says he's healthy to play. Hopefully, the first group match, or Group E. And to me, it looks like he has an easy group to play with. He has Costa Rica in there, Serbia, and Switzerland. So hopefully, Neymar, Gabriel Jesus, lots of teams like lots of good defenders, central defenders, midfielders coming on, lots of young talent. Brazil is a very strong club, and they should definitely, they're very favorites to win. They're looking to win their 6th-time champions World Cup.
Damn, wow.
So they're looking to win 6. This can be a really big deal for them this year because they can win it this 6 times.
Well, all right. Now, remember last World Cup, there were a few teams that did a little stronger than they normally do, and they were kind of up and coming. And I know 4 years have passed, but I remember hearing that Costa Rica was decent. Mexico was coming.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, Mexico. Tell us about some of these.
Mexico is really doing well this year. They're going to play in Group F with Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and Korea Republic. So Korea Republic, Sweden's a very tough team too now. So Mexico, I think, is going to maybe hopefully come out of the group stage of Group F.
Okay, so we'll consider it kind of like a I don't want to say tier 2 team, but up and coming.
Mexico has never made it past the quarterfinals. Mexico has never made it to the quarterfinals.
Oh wow,
made it
that's
past
interesting.
Quarterfinals. So
interesting.
They always never left. They never been to the semifinals. Mexico.
All right. So we talked about some popular teams, right? Now give us your dark horses. Give us the 1 or 2 teams that you've been watching that may have a 100-to-1 shot, but you're keeping an eye on them and they look pretty good, and they're maybe a less talked about team. And regardless of where they are in the country, give us 1 or 2 teams to maybe keep an eye out for. So when they win it, we can go back to this recording and say you're a genius. So give us 1 or 2 teams that you've been keeping an eye out on. That's a little bit more of a long shot.
Egypt.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Iceland,
really? I didn't know they had a team. Okay.
Peru. They haven't
Why? Yeah, I've heard Peru is actually getting a lot stronger. Nice.
They haven't been in the
Anybody
World
else?
Cup since 1982.
Okay.
And also Uruguay.
Interesting. That could be a sleeper. It's a South American country near Argentina.
Uruguay, South American country. And England
Nice.
kind of it, though. They came up.
Yeah, they've always been kind of strong, but not a superpower. But
never past the group stages, but they always get knocked out the first round.
Got it. Now, are there any notable players that aren't playing or at risk for playing due to injuries, or anybody that just whatever reason saying, "Hey, I can't do it, I'm injured," or somebody who's at risk going in, or is it a pretty healthy year for people that are playing that are notable?
2 strong strikers from Egypt and Brazil. Neymar is hurt, injured too, and hopefully he'll get to play, get called up. And Mohamed Salah from Egypt, he's a strong striker. He plays for Liverpool in England, and he got injured in the championship final against Real Madrid last week.
Oh wow! So then he's at risk. Okay.
He's at risk. Yeah, very strong risk.
Interesting. Now, what about we see him every day on TV. What about our friend Cristiano Ronaldo? Portugal. How's Portugal looking this year? You haven't been mentioning them. You're just not big on them, or give us where you stand for Portugal this go around.
Well, Portugal won the European 2016 European Champions
Cup
in Euro Cup 2015, and they're in Group B, and they're going to play against Spain, Morocco, and Iran. I think they'll make it out of the group stage, and I think maybe they'll make it to at least the semifinals. I think they can do it because they have a strong leadership with Cristiano Ronaldo, the captain, and he wants to leave Real Madrid. He's announcing next week, in a few days, because he's won the final for Real Madrid, and Cristiano Ronaldo has won everything except for one major thing. He has never won a World Cup.
Oh, wow. Well, will this be his go-around? So, yeah, because
he won
Messi
everything.
as well.
He's the best player in the world today.
Wow, and no World Cup. Now, Messi didn't win a World Cup either, right?
Messi did not win a World Cup. Never has won a World Cup.
Interesting. So you have these
Messi and
big...
Ronaldo are like the two greatest players in this generation today.
Nice. And no World Cups. All right, so it's going to be played in Russia. I think it starts, in like 2 weeks, June 14th through.
It would be funny to see Russia get in there.
Who's that?
It would be funny to see Russia get out of that group stage.
Well, has there any historically been any home field advantage, or do host nations do a little better when they host, or that just really doesn't matter?
It doesn't really matter. It depends how well you do in scoring goals and creating chances. And it doesn't really matter because Germany hosted the World Cup in 2006, and they did okay, but they made it past the semifinals. Like South Africa, 2010 World Cup, they didn't get out of the group stage either. So that was like kind of crazy. In Johannesburg.
So there's no real advantage. All right. So
no real advantage.
Okay. So got it.
But
okay.
Cool
So
get to host it because they went for the bids for it.
All right. So what you're saying basically the theme or the overlying I guess facts or theme, if you will, for this World Cup is a lot of big players are out. The normal players look out for them. There's some Bruin people, like you said, like Uruguay, that might maybe go a little farther than they normally do. Costa Rica, you said were pretty cool. You mentioned Sweden, which is interesting. Any other dynamics for this 18? Is there different rules? Any controversy, or there's got to be something going on. Usually with FIFA's. What is different or special about this 2018 go-around, or is it status quo, versus previous years?
Well, different rules. Like now they have video recordings. Like now they videotape every goal.
Oh wow!
It's actually a real goal. They have to see on the highlight reel. So they go back to the cameras and they call up the referees. Like that's a goal. Or it's not a goal. They see it if a ball crosses over the line. So they're doing instant replay. Lots of instant replays and video calls, and depending on whether he should get a red card or not, or yellow card, if the referee didn't see it. So now they actually
is this causing some controversy? Yeah. So Frankie, is this causing some controversy because it might slow up the game? Yeah,
they really have to improve the rules by watching out for any technical plays, mishaps, or some crazy stuff like headbutts, or like we go back to Zinedine Zidane, headbutt, that Italian guy.
Yep.
So anything happens, they'll go back to the video replay, and I'll shut them up and say, hey, I got you. I saw that. You can't get away with anything anymore.
So got you, which made the trash talking and all that kind of stuff. Maybe tempered a little bit, because if you get kind of caught instigating and it's caught on camera versus the other way, in the past it was kind of like, hey, I'll poke you, and then you got caught poking me back. So that makes sense. All right, so give us let's wrap this up. But before we do, give us your prediction. Give us your final two, and give us the winner.
I think maybe Brazil and Germany. Brazil and Germany.
A rematch. Okay, Brazil-Germany. And who's going to win?
Germany.
Interesting, because you could have easily went with Brazil, but you decided to go with Germany. And Frankie, I know that a lot of folks, frankly, at least for myself, I can only speak for myself. I'm not super knowledgeable in the World Cup, but talking to you always gives me a bit more knowledge. And, so I appreciate your predictions. I appreciate your time. And thank you for being on the show again, brother.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Talk soon, man. Be well.
Talk soon. Thank you, Tom.